Hello and welcome to the Mike Guarneri podcast. This is episode number 48. So for today, I have another mini rant. So I did one the other day, and now I don't want to be the ranting fool here, but this is somewhat related and not related to mental health. It's related in the fact that the outcome of the behavior I'm complaining and ranting about affects mental health. It causes anxiety and causes upset. So I don't know. You may or may not know that I was supposed to have spine surgery last June of 2023, and I was in the operating room. And before my spine surgeon could even walk in, the idiots at the hospital there, the what do they call them? The urology physician's assistants, three of them decided to pin the catheter on Mike's bladder and failed miserably, caused a perforation and other damage and trauma, such that by the time the anesthesiologist insisted they call the attending, when the attending came, there was nothing he could do. Everything was so swollen and traumatized, he couldn't even get the Foley catheter in, and they had to put some sort of external catheter right into my bladder, and it wasn't pleasant. It really wasn't. So instead of having my spine surgery to make my back feel better and being in the hospital for 3 days, I ended up in the hospital for 9 days and had two surgeries that weren't for my back. So it was a bad situation. So I'm scheduled to go back for surgery next Thursday, the 14th. And I'm very nervous about it. Lots of anxiety surrounding it after what happened the last time. I mean, it literally took me all summer to recover from the damage they did to me. So I shouldn't be saying this 10 days before my spine surgery, but doctors suck. If you're a doctor and don't want to hear a very valid complaint from a patient, then skip today's podcast respectfully. Doctors are usually smart and talented people, and I have great respect for them and admiration. And it's a great thing that they do, especially in these days where they're not getting paid as much as they used to, and malpractice insurance is so expensive. But for the most part, the way doctors treat patients, and not in a medical sense, but just in a management and personal sense, is crap. Complete crap. You make an appointment with the doctor, and as far as you're concerned, it's an appointment. You make arrangements, you're planning on being at a certain place at a certain time to get medical treatment, and they just up and cancel. Sometimes medical emergencies do happen. I know that, but a lot of times they just up and cancel because they don't feel like doing it, and it really sucks. Now I've had this many times with my eye doctor where it takes like 2 to 3 months to get an appointment with them, and then he cancels on you, and you have to wait another 2 and 3 months. And every freaking time it happens with this doctor. Unfortunately, I like the doctor and I'm comfortable with him, so I keep putting up with the crap. The reason I bring all this up is because I had an incident today with my surgery next week. Because of all the problems they had with the catheter last time and the damage they did, the attending urologist of this group promised me that he would be there to do the catheter for my surgery. And I had to wait and wait and wait for him. Finally, a month ago, it was scheduled for next Thursday, the 14th. He was clear. My back surgeon was clear. The hospital was free. The operating room, everything was lined up and booked over a month ago. Today, my surgery scheduler from my orthopedist calls up and says, "Hey, the urologist's office just called and said the doctor so and so, I'll protect his name, can't be available for your surgery anymore. He decided to go on vacation and he won't be back till April. So you have to get somebody else." I mean, what freaking bullcrap is that? If you're making a commitment to a patient and it's on the books, it's on the books. You don't just up and cancel it and say, "Oh, I promised you I was gonna do this many times last summer when this happened," and you actually schedule it and make an appointment, and he's supposed to be there, and now 10 days before, he says, "No, I'm going on vacation instead." I mean, what the fuck? I mean, that's absurd. That is treating patients like utter crap. Patients who don't deserve it. And even my spine surgeon, who I love, and the reason I put up with all this crap and I'm going back to the same hospital is for him and his orthopedic wing there, his group's orthopedic wing, I could say. Even he last year, when I was having the surgery in June, it was all set, it was all scheduled. Then I get a call from him, and he actually called himself, which was the right thing to do. He didn't make some secretary or somebody call me. He calls and says, "Oh yeah, I decided to go to this medical convention. I have to bump your surgery by a week." That's great. You didn't know about this medical convention a month ago, 2 months ago, 3 months ago. You have to decide literally a few days before you're going to go, and you're going to cancel surgery on somebody who's been waiting forever. That's bullshit too. It's not an easy thing to get prepared for a surgery. Forgetting about the mental aspects of it, you have to prepare. I have to make sure there's somebody to take care of me. I'm not going to be able to do squat for a long time. And in the first week or two, especially even get out of bed by myself and walk by myself. I have to schedule people to help me and then position people. And then at the last minute, the doctor cancels. And it's like, well, crap. Now I have to reschedule everybody and tell them, oh, no, come this day if you can. It's not fair to the patient. It's really not. Patients don't just sit in stasis waiting for the doctor to give them the honor of their presence. You make an appointment, you make a commitment, you stick to it. It's a simple thing. It's common courtesy. And so many doctors don't have it anymore. I don't know why. They think who they are. You're not gods. I'm sorry. You're probably overworked and underpaid medical professionals. That doesn't give you the right to treat patients like crap. And that's what it was. Fortunately, I wouldn't accept this, and I threw a typical mic fit, and I'm pretty scary when I do that, and I ended up getting a urologist attending urologist, not from this group who I don't like anyway, who canceled on me, but from a different group, and the urologist who's gonna be doing my catheter is actually head of urology at this hospital, and I like him. I've seen them once before. So at least that turned out for the best, and hopefully he doesn't cancel on me, because then I'm really gonna lose it. But can you imagine the anxiety I went through today from the morning when they told me this till late afternoon when they told me, "Okay, we got this other guy?" I was freaking out. I got no work done most of today. Sometimes the anxiety just overcomes the meds and the therapy and even the things I'm doing. Hopefully all of that tampers it down a little bit, but when you've been traumatized by these people and by this hospital and by surgery, and that was the first surgery I was ever going to have, and it and it went off the rails from the beginning. It just takes a toll, and I don't think these doctors, when they just decide they're going to cancel their patients, just clear out the schedule for a week or something to go on vacation or go to a convention or whatever else, they don't consider the ramifications their action has on their patients and their patient support system. And it's just bullshit. So if you are watching this and you are a doctor and you didn't skip the podcast, maybe take that into account. That when you do things like that, you're screwing over your patients and the people who love them and support them. And it's not right. And you wouldn't want that done to you. In any event, end of rant. I'll have something better for you tomorrow than a rant, I promise. So until tomorrow, stay well.